except your hands.
Oh yeah, but the way you show your hands and the way you move around on that piano stool, people are using their imaginations a lot more than you think.
Well, it's a sensual thing, music. You know, it's sensual.
With your ease and your ease, and I do one more right now. We're dying, and there's no sign who will be your should we scream cathedrals? Why can't it be beautiful? Why do is the gotta be said? Come on, sacrifice. Gotta be said. Come on, sacrifice.
How has your stage presence changed over the years? How do you feel differently inside the experience, or has it always been pretty much the same?
Well, before, I think in '94, I would walk off the stage. This is before Boys for Pele. This was the end of the Pink Tour. And I would walk off the stage and feel like I was so disjointed from that person that was on stage. I was really separated from my womanhood. And I think on stage, it was the only time I felt like I could experience it, even through the back door. This is not Little Earthquakes. This is not Under the Pink. This is something else.
It's Boys for Pele.
That's right.
Boys on my left side, boys on my right side, boys in the middle, and no, not here.
Boys on my left side, boys on my right side, boys in the middle, and you're not here. I need a big glow from the girls' home.
That's in you, isn't it?
It's
Your own girl power.
Yes, but I would have taken it from you if you would have tossed it my way at that moment. I mean, I was kind of in dire straits. I think Pele really jumbled stuff up in a good way, where I started to truly bring the physical side and the spiritual side together. That one didn't leave the room when the other one was present, out of just not knowing how to
Unify it.
unify it, yeah.
Well, some of the unity that you've brought to people, I want to talk about when we come back, and that has to do with Rain, which is one of the most profound offshoots of you being honest about your own life experience. So stick around. We're going to talk about Rain when we come back with Tori Amos right after this.
Caught a light chase, dreamed a little dream, made my own pretty hate machine. Boys on my left side, boys on my right side, boys in the middle, and you're not here.
You know, I wondered if you had any theories about, any thoughts about why preachers' daughters get attracted to this business and want to do music professionally. I mean, it's a given that you sing in choir and you do that. That's part and parcel of being in that. But there are a lot. I mean, not just preachers' daughters. I mean, preachers' sons, too. There are a lot of people in this business who come from that background.
I think there's, you find a freedom of expression in it. You might not be able to talk about things exactly. I don't know. I couldn't at the table. Just certain sexual feelings and certain ideas about religion that wouldn't go over big over Sunday brunch. So you put it in something. And I buried it for years.
Welcome back to our conversation with Tori Amos. And we're talking about RAIN now, which is, give us the full acronym.
The Rape, Abuse, and Incest National Network.
Which has 200 rape crisis centers now in the U.S., which is tremendous.
Actually, a lot. I think it's 600 now.
Is it 600?
Yeah.
Wow.
we've had over 300,000 calls. And it never ceases to floor me. Stories that you get, stories you hear of people calling in. You'd think in 1999 things would change.
I've been here, silent all these years, silent all these, silent all these years.
Does there seem to be any statistical information that supports a positive change?
The shocking thing is, I'll just tell you one little story.
Okay.
One of the women that works the line I've known, and she came back to see me recently. And a young girl had called her, 16 years old, and said, it's taken me a while to get the courage to call, but my father raped me again just a while ago. And my mother refuses to acknowledge it. And I just want to talk. And she had, the woman said, she had Silent all these years playing in the background and on repeat. And she finally said, and I have the strength now to do what I'm going to do because there's no way out for me. And she jumped out of a window 15 stories high, and she didn't make it. The scary thing is, I'm getting too many women writing me too many letters for 1999. And I don't know, and I get letters from young men too, who've had to deal with it. And I think the hardest thing is that if somebody in the family is told, instead of them doing something about it, they just want it to go away. And a person, you know, to turn your life around, it takes will, it takes support, and RAIN is like an emergency room. It's like ER without George Clooney, of course, but it's like an ER where they deal with people, you know, hands-on. Mm-hmm. And this is just one of those that got away.
I've been looking for a savior in these dirty streets, looking for a savior beneath these dirty sheets. I've been raising up my hands, drop another nail in, just what God needs, one more victim. Why do we crucify ourselves?
Freedom of the soul. I don't have it, but I do have it at times. And I think that's not doing so bad on planet Earth. But I really had to do the work, and I didn't understand. You and I talk about this cocktail spirituality. where just because you go to the right seminar, you read the right book, you think you can pull it out like a dress. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't work like that. There is this walking your talk. There is this, you cannot separate yourself from your creation. And my grandfather taught me that. Once I really understood that, I went, wow, there is manna in that you can't buy, you can't steal, you can't hijack. It's really, I wanted that here.
Well, you do have a Cherokee heritage through your grandparents, so we could leave on a higher note, because it's that time you're going to race off and do your concert. Some great teaching from Great Spirit or the elders, or a beauty way myth, that, something that has been taught to you that would be a nice life-affirming thought. Anything else that they gave you as teaching that you hold dear and true, central to your experience?
If a boy pinches you in the wrong place, you knock the fire out of him.
Old Cherokee adage, yes. And which video should we go out on? Your pick. A new one?
New one.
New one?
1,000 Oceans.
1,000 Oceans. She would go through 1,000 oceans for that laugh. This is Tori Amos with 1,000 Oceans from her brand new double CD, which she produced, To Venus and Back. Thanks, Tori.
Thanks, Jen.
I'm aware what the rules are, but you know that I will run. You know that I will follow you. These tears I've cried 1,000 oceans. Well,